Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
Without the word may be won by the conversation. You know why? Because a woman ain't supposed to be teaching no man. So you ain't really supposed, a woman that have an unbelieving husband, you win him over by your righteous conversation, your righteous life. Because that term conversation there don't mean you chattering your lips. It means how you walk. Read.
While they behold your chaste conversation,
your chaste way of life, read,
coupled with fear, whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel. But let it be the hidden man of the heart, and that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
The ornament of a what?
Meek and quiet spirit.
Meek means what? Humble. And a quiet spirit. That means shut them lips, man.
Silence in the church.
Silence in the church. So Mr. Keeper is in agreement with what Paul wrote. You know what I'm saying? So you can rail against Paul. Why I don't hear no sister talk about Peter? He said the same. He basically saying the same thing. You got anything you want to add? Read on.
Which is in the sight of the Most High of great price.
You see that? So that's a great price. The Most High look at a woman that's quiet and meek and in subjection to her husband. He values that. But if you clamorous, constantly running your lips, trying to rule over a man, guess what? The Most High ain't with that. You ain't in proper standing with the Heavenly Father. I'm sorry to tell you. Read.
For after this manner, in the old time, the set apart women also, who trusted in the Most High, adorned themselves, being in subjection into their own husbands.
See that? So all the righteous women that you can try to compare yourself of old time, of Old Testament times, they submitted themselves to their husbands. So if you want to use them as an example, like they love to throw out Deborah, and we got something for you on that Deborah too. She submitted herself to her husband. She knew righteous order. Any righteous sister you can think of written of in the scriptures, they submitted themselves. Read on to prove that.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham.
You see that? Calling him what?
Calling him Lord.
Calling him Lord. Calling him, you're my master. That's what that term Lord is supposed to mean. My master. Read.
Whose daughters ye are, as long as you do well.
So you are a daughter of Sarah, or you walk in the example of Sarah if you do well. If you submit yourself. But if you haughty and you want to be above men and all that, you're not doing well. Let's get into a righteous example. Let's check out Miss Deborah. Let's go to Judges 4. But this is one y'all love. You want to be a prophetess and a priestess like Mrs. Deborah. Let's see. Let's see her mindset. And we're going to hit the Josephus as well to show you the mindset of Deborah. So if you compare yourself to Deborah, this is how you should be thinking.
Judges what?
Judges chapter 4, pick it up at the first verse.
Judges chapter 4, verse 1.
Okay, 115.
And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Most High.
You see that? So at the time that Deborah was on the scene, our people was complete. And you read on down through the story, it show you we was doing things in our own sight. Whatever we chose, we had abandoned the Heavenly Father. Didn't care about no laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Out of order. The whole nation is out of order at this time. So this opened up the door for a sister like Deborah that was striving to walk righteous, who had a husband that was a prophet. First of all, before we even go any further, let's read the definition of prophetess. The Hebrew term, H5031. Look this up yourself. Read this for the people. Matter of fact, read the keep reading till you get to the term where it says she was a prophetess. Read.
And the Most High sold them into the hands of Jabin, king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazor, the captain of whose host was Sisera, which dwelt in Harosheth of the Gentiles. And the children of Israel cried unto the Most High, for he had 900 chariots of iron. And 20 years he mightily oppressed the children of Israel.
You see that? So now we didn't got off. Our total nation is out of order. Now these Canaanites is on our headpiece. Now we crying out to the Heavenly Father like we always do. Read. And
Deborah, a prophetess.
A what?
A prophetess.
Let's get the definition of prophetess out of the Strong's itself. 5031. Read that.
A prophetess or inspired woman.
It means inspired woman. That means you should be inspired to do righteousness. Read on.
A poetess.
A poetess. So you should have a seat and write a poem somewhere. Read on.
By association, a prophet's wife.
You see that? That's why that term got applied. 9 times out of 10, a prophetess was a prophet's wife. So you want to compare yourself to Deborah and you ain't got no husband? It don't even add up, man. And we know there's some single sisters out there that's causing all that darn ruckus trying to rule over a man and want to compare themselves to Deborah. But let's show Deborah's mentality when Mr. Barak getting ready to go to battle against these folks. Let's see what Deborah, how she really felt about that. Read that for the people.
Give me the chapters and whatever.
Okay.
From Romans, and then I'll read it.
Okay. This is Josephus. So you sisters claim to be real learned. I know you got one of these on deck. So that means you should be reading it. Did you skip this portion? This is the Antiquity of the Jews. Book 5, chapter 5, and paragraph 3. Here you go.
It says, so Deborah sent for Barak and bade him choose out 10,000 young men to go against the enemy, because the Most High said that the number was sufficient and promised them victory. But when Barak said that he would not be the general unless she would also go as general with him.
So hold up. When you read the story in Judges 4 we was just at, that's exactly what Barak said. Well, if you go up with me, then I'll go fight. If you don't go, I don't want to do it. A straight coward. Here it is, you the leader of the armies of the Heavenly Father. The Most High getting ready to deliver you out of captivity, and you go to a woman. I need your leadership. Completely out of order. Read.
But when Barak said that he would not be the general unless she would also go as a general with him, she had indignation.
You see that? Indignation. What do indignation mean, brother?
Furious.
She pissed. How dare you come on me like that, Barak? She was pissed off, sisters. So if you compare yourself to Deborah, listen to how she actually felt when asked to be a leader over the armies of the Heavenly Father. Read.
She would also go as general with him. She had indignation at what he said and replied, Thou, O Barak, deliverest up meanly that authority which God hath given thee into the hands of a woman?
You see that? Now this is the mindset of Deborah, showing you she was a righteous sister. Barak, how in the world you gonna come ask me to take on this authority, and this was given to you by the Heavenly Father? And where was this given to the Heavenly Father? In the beginning, like we read in Genesis 2, starting this series off. You see that? You got anything you want to add?
I'm going to finish that out.
Okay.
She says, Thou, O Barak, deliverest up meanly that authority which God hath given thee into the hands of a woman, and I do not reject it.
You see that? So she went on ahead and did it anyway, but was mad at Barak. How dare you come on me like this? Brother, you out of order. So compare yourself to Deborah if you want to. This should be your mindset, not trying to be over men. Come on, sisters.
She clearly didn't want it, but the state of Israel was that sad, and Barak was a complete curved yellowback.
Exactly. But guess what? Today, the mere fact that we are in the end and that the Heavenly Father is starting to raise up righteous men in Israel, it's no longer cause for that. It's time for our nation to get in proper order under the Heavenly Father, the Mashiach, and get and man and woman, so we can be straight. It It ain't time for no woman to be trying to lead now. The men is raising up, whether you want to accept them or not. Let's hit the A-pop. Go to Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and 24. I know these scripts right here kind of burn some of the sisters up that ain't trying to be in righteous format. Sirach 25 and 24.
Of the women came the beginning of sin.
You see that? And why is Sirach, why is this thing being quoted? Why? Because he knew what took place in the beginning. Through woman is where the sin came from, because she's the weaker vessel. Not trying to knock the woman to nothing, but she was made as the helpmeet, man. That's why the adversary came at her first. Read.
Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
You see that? Through her we all die. Now Adam had his hand in that, but it started with the weaker vessel woman. Drop to chapter 26 and pick up the 14th verse.
A silent and loving woman.
You see that? A silent and loving woman. Not no woman that's constantly cussing the brother out. You know what I'm saying? And then you have some sisters that's married, want to cuss a brother out at the drop of the hat, talk to him any kind of way, anyhow she choose. That's completely out of order. But a what? Read it again.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Most High.
That's a gift of the Heavenly Father. I'm thankful that 98% of the time my wife falls into that category. But even sometimes she snaps and goes nuts. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that our sisters have been programmed into in this society. But the thing is, you should be putting into practice, just like a man, just like we have to put into practice and do the duties that the Heavenly Father bestowed upon us, you women got to do the same thing. And big ups to all you sisters that's striving to do it. Read verse 24.
A dishonest woman contemneth shame.
A dishonest woman contemns shame. So when you start looking at these scriptures and trying to make loopholes and all this, want to look at loopholes in the law, you a dishonest type sister. You're not really honest with yourself, because you're trying to get something that really don't belong to you. You want a power and authority over men that don't belong to you, not given to you from the Heavenly Father. You're dishonest. Read on.
But an honest woman will reverence her husband.
An honest woman will reverence or respect her husband. You know what I'm saying? Read.
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
As a what?
As a dog.
A shameless woman will be counted as a dog. Unfortunately, you know what that term means in modern day. So if you are shameless, that term applies to you. Now we know we don't call all our sisters bees and all that madness unless it applies to you. Read.
But she that is shamefaced will fear the Most High.
You will fear the Most High, keep his commandments, and if you got a husband, you will respect him in righteousness. If you got brothers that you dealing with a congregation and they lead no, you will respect their authority, not trying to usurp it. Drop down to verse 27.
A loud crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies.
You see that? Man, a loud crying woman is used to drive out the enemy. And that's what a lot of our sisters that's out of order are, loud and crying. You know what I'm saying? And you being described as being able to chase off our enemies. Even our enemies won't want to deal with that. Complete madness. Let's get one more script. Let's go to Isaiah 3 and 12. Before we hit some history to show you where your mindset came from. The book of Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12. See, you want to talk about Mr. Paul, but I dare not hear you say nothing about the book of Mr. Isaiah, a prophet of the Heavenly Father.
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12. As for my people.
As for his people. Now he about to show you a condition that the children of Israel are in today. And this is definitely talking about modern day. Read.
As for my people. Children are their oppressors.
Children are our oppressors. You see that? The children are our oppressors. So that means that the family order is taken completely out. The bottom is out of it. So now we got our little sons and daughters running around being oppressors, being gangbangers, wilding out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? some of our parents